Welcome back. Welcome back. Today's a special day. We have some white people that I like to bring to the channel that should shock some of us. Not me. I've been around these people already. Not these particular people speaking, but I've met others. That's what keeps me going in my fight. This is what makes me not racist. Now, before we go there, I must elaborate. Fair use.
This 1775 Bible shows that March is actually the first month of the year, and Sunday, yes, you heard right, is the first day of the week. Take a
March is the first month of the year? I mean, using my Batman mind, when I hear the word March, I think of marching. So, it's usually where things start, with your legs moving.
look. And so this right here.
And Sunday, yeah, people been saying Sunday is the first day of the week forever. We've been figured this out. So that would make Saturday the Sabbath day. Work a couple days and then take a day off like my daddy told you.
Is the Bible from 1775 telling us at the time that we used to have 13 months?
What happened in 1776? I bet that date's stamped in your fucking head, but you don't even remember what it is, do you? But in 1775, the Bible was different.
The first month of the year is March. Look at all the way to the end, guys. There's 13 months. 13 months. First day of the week, Sunday. Second day, Monday. Look at...
Now we're going to take Malcolm X's thing and we're going to flip it on the white people. Who told you the Bible was this? Who told you that the Bible said that? Who told you that the Most High sons look like you? Who told you these? Who lied to you about the one thing that matters the most in the world? Who lied to you?
that seventh day or Sabbath. Saturday. This is...
You can't blame us!
I've always been a curious soul, but not in the way you'd expect from scholars or historians. My
I like
explorations
that.
take place from the comfort of my own home.
Nice.
Often late into the night,
Nice.
guided by the soft glow of my laptop screen.
Oh, so we have a curious mind that's alone in the shadows where my father is. I wonder who is guiding his brain.
This is how I ended up watching a video by Mark Pyers on his channel, Mark Inspires, where I discovered that...
Oh, my father said, we're not going to give you the answers. We're going to make you look for them. You're going to prove thyself worthy.
Air sent me straight down a rabbit hole. Mark presented an old Bible from 1775, and it wasn't the antiquity of the book that caught my attention, it was the content. According to this Bible, the first month of the year is March, and each week begins on a Sunday. I paused the video. Sunday as the first day? March as the first month? That's not what any calendar I've ever hung on my wall has shown. The curiosity in me sparked. I wondered, if what I was looking at was true, why did everything change? Who decided to flip the script and shift the months around?
Exactly. Pay attention.
And he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that saidst thou truly.
Back it up. Jesus is at the well with a Samaritan woman. Samaritans and his people don't get along. So, he's like the one, and he doesn't have to do anything for his enemies. And even though they're kind of enemies, they believe in kind of what they believe in. But, the Lord sent his son to correct what everybody thinks they believe in. You don't believe me?
Jesus saith unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that saidst thou truly. The woman saith unto him,
5 husbands? God damn! It's sort of like now.
Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father.
Jesus just prophesied it. How do you think he knows? Because his father told him. There's going to come a time where it doesn't matter where the fuck you are on this mountain or in your goddamn churches. You are not going to worship my father. You're going to think you are.
Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation. Believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know.
You worship what you don't even understand. Because you were told.
Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. But
salvation's for everybody.
Ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
Oh, so the guy you all love and all that, he said, you motherfuckers have no idea what you're worshiping. You're idiots, and salvation is for us. We're the ones that need rescuing. What the fuck do you need to be rescued for? The world is yours. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You need to be rescued from the world. Yeah. Now, we're going to jump into this because that should clear up what these white people are going to start saying. You're going to start understanding it more.
Dear white people, we can't keep pretending this... Dear white people, we can't keep pretending this fight isn't ours, that our comfort's not rooted in someone else's scars. Posting and tweeting, that's just the start, but it's hollow if it doesn't move the heart.
Bars!
If we don't use our privilege to stand, to act, to challenge the hate that's growing out back. Your enemy's not on a boat, but in the suits and ties, in the quiet deals where the real power lies.
That boy got bars.
It's not the ones crossing desperate seas, it's the one in jets, sipping champagne with ease. They arrive with smiles and leave with the spoils, while we're left arguing on our blood-stained soils.
Damn!
It's time to face the truth we've avoided too long, that our silence is violence, and it's plain wrong. Our comfort's complicity, woven tight in the seams of systems that shatter other people's dreams.
Woo!
We've stood back too long, watched the world burn, thinking it's not our house, that it's not our concern.
You know, like the poets and stuff, y'all better snap y'all motherfucking fingers. This boy laying down that work.
But the flames are licking at your own front door, and denial won't save us anymore. This isn't a choice we can opt out of. It's a call to stand up, to push back with love. So dear white people, the time is now, to step out of the shadows, to take a vow, to...
The shadows. You see, he gets it.
stand for justice, for truth, for light, to be the allies who finally get it right.
You know? When you go right, you get the light, and the Lord forgives you. You know? It's kind of what it said in the Bible that, you know, everybody's not going to be able to let go of their ego and their privilege of the world. And then since you think you're following, you know, the Lord, you're going to think you're right. So, you know, you're going to have to, like, you know, you're going to have to do what you got to do.
Theatricality and deception.
Pathetic.
Powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated. Aren't we, Bruce? Members of the League of Shadows. And you
Betrayed us.
Yes. You are excommunicated by a gang of psychopaths.
Were they psychopaths? Or were they freedom fighters that got completely destroyed? 2 rib shots. And the League of Shadows.
I'm here to fulfill
Ra's
Ra's
al
al
Ghul's
Ghul's
destiny. The Most High's destiny. Give me everything you got. The Lord said endure.
You fight like a younger man. There's nothing held back. Admirable,
But mistaken.
Oh, you think
Darkness is your allies.
You
No.
merely adopted the dark. I was born in it,
Yes.
molded by it.
Yes.
I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but bright. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
Now, if you don't get the metaphor, where did the Lord say he, came from? Oh, the darkness, the shadows. So, do you kind of get the flip? Do you get do you get it? Nah, you don't get it. Anyway, back to the program. Let's see where we're going here with.
Hey, so I got called a race traitor by an old school friend the other day, which is an interesting experience if it's ever happened to you. For context, I grew up in South Africa.
Isn't that funny? I just dropped that freestyle and I said there's too many race traitors and fucking something like, yo, bro, this is, people need to understand what words mean. Like, you betray your race because you say the truth. Really? You betray your race because you believe in the laws that were passed and say people are fucking equal and men and you're a traitor. What?
Hey, so I got called a race traitor by an old school friend the other day.
Damn,
which is an
old school
interesting
friend.
Experience if it's ever happened to you. For context, I grew up in South Africa, so my old school friend is one of the guys from my school who remained in South Africa. And I was talking about the necessity to be anti-racist, not just not racist. And
That's a
his
good one.
assertion back was, we are now oppressed by reverse racism, and you should be proud to be white. I'm proud to be a white man. And I've got 2 things to say about this, really. The first is, how the fuck can you be proud of something that you had absolutely nothing to do with?
That's a good point. I've never thought of saying that. Thank you for the ammo.
It's like being proud of being tall or proud of having brown eyes. You had nothing to do with it. There's no pride involved in that, particularly because as a white man, you've never suffered from any disadvantage that you've had to overcome due to your race or your gender. And therefore, to be a proud white man is utterly nonsensical because there's no achievement in what you've done. And I'll come back to the South African context
He said it, not me.
in a second. But as an aside, I wanted to say
goddamn.
a person is perfectly capable of being a proud black man.
True.
Because to step out into the world as a black man, for example, amongst other races,
It's easy. It's like everyone else. We just been lying. We're jigaboo dum-dums.
requires the overcoming of systemic disadvantages. So you have achieved something by living out loud as a black man. And so saying I'm a proud black man means something. Saying I'm a proud white man in the West, disadvantages. So you have achieved something by living out loud as a black man. And so saying I'm a proud black man means something. Saying I'm a proud white man in the Western world is a meaningless and rather stupid and delusional thing to say.
I wonder what he means by that. I wonder.
Tell me, Vegeta. With that stamp on your head, I know Bobby's been giving you orders. Is this one of them? Are you trying to fight me because of him? Or is this the same old story between you and me? Which one? Does it really matter?
Yes.
Not to you, Gohan, but to a warrior it matters greatly.
Not to the rest of the world.
And you know this as well as I do, Kakarot. In a day, you'll be back to the dead, and I will not miss this opportunity. Who are you people?
Oh.
Don't you see the universe matters more than your meaningless squabble?
Who are we? That's the big question, isn't it?
Meaningless, huh?
Who does this sound like? See, you know, sometimes you don't need to know the name. You need to know what people go through. 'Cause you only are what you do.
What do you know of meaningless? Spend most of your life ruled by another. Watch your race dwindle to a handful. And then tell me what has more meaning than your own strength. I have in me the blood of a Saiyan prince. He is nothing but a joke. Yet I had to watch him surpass me in strength. My destiny thrown to the wayside. He's even saved my life as if I were a helpless child. He has stolen my honor. And his debts must be paid.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding.
The curses. But it shall come to pass, if you do not obey the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim, to observe carefully all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you today, that all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the country.
No matter where you go, they're gonna hate you.
Cursed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl.
When you make money, you're getting robbed.
Cursed shall be the fruit of your body and the produce of your land.
You're not gonna be able to grow things really good. I'm gonna destroy you.
The increase of your cattle and the offspring of your flocks.
I'm gonna make your cattle and shit get sick, so then you can't make money. You're not gonna be able to be strong and big if you got nothing to eat.
Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out.
When you leave your house, when you leave the town, no matter where you go, I'm right there. Setting up the traps. Getting your ass ready for the big fall.
Yahuwah will send on you cursing, confusion, and rebuke in all that you set your hand to do.
I will make you drink the fucking cup of fucking sin, and yous will not even understand you're destroying yourselves now. Now you won't even know what's going on. It's a wrap already. You're wrapped up.
Until you are destroyed and until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of your doings in which you have forsaken me.
That's him using his spirits and nature against our ancestors.
Yahuwah will make the plague cling to you until he has consumed you from the land which you are going to possess. Yahuwah will strike you with consumption, with fever, with inflammation, with severe burning fever, with the sword, with scorching.
Now he's sending people over. And they're not going to fight fair like the rules of the world they used to have. Don't lie. Don't use biological warfares. Don't make deals and break them. Yeah, those used to be world rules. But then, the Lord said, fuck that. I made the world.
And with mildew, they shall pursue you until you perish. And your heavens which are over your head shall be bronze. And the earth which is under you shall be iron.
You're going into slavery And it's gonna be the Bronze Era. You're gonna have a fucking bronze chain on your neck, and you're gonna be in a cage. You know, you're gonna have those iron shackles on your goddamn ass.
Yahuwah will change the rain of your land to powder and dust. From the heaven it shall come down on you until you are destroyed.
I'm gonna smash you to dust.
Yahuwah will cause you to be defeated before your enemies.
No matter who you go against, you're gonna lose.
You shall go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them.
They're gonna smash you to pieces.
And you shall become troublesome to all the kingdoms of the earth.
You're a nigger. You're in the fucking way.
Your carcasses shall be food for all the birds of the air and the beasts of the earth.
Crocodile shoes.
And no one shall frighten them away. Yahuwah will strike you with the boils of Egypt, with tumors, with the scab, and with the itch from which you cannot be healed.
The same things I freed you with, in the future, I'm gonna fucking destroy you. You think I'm playing with you? Do you understand that I control all things? No matter what you build down there, you always need my shit. And I'll turn the fucking water off on you. Are you out of your mind? You think you're tough because you made your fucking homes? I'll turn the wind on 1,000,000,000 times, Kamehameha times 10,000. What the fuck are you gonna do then?
Yahuwah will strike you with madness and blindness and confusion of heart.
I will make you, no matter how smart you are, I will make you insane. On different levels, depending on how bad your ancestors did me.
And you shall grope at noonday, as a blind man gropes in darkness. You shall not prosper in your ways.
I don't give a fuck if you are following the rules. It's too late now. You're gonna go through this. You're gonna survive this. Because I said you're like the sands of the sea. I promised your fucking forefather Abraham that Jews would be here forever. And this is the rules though. You see how Judah and all of them and David and Solomon and Batman, the golden age. Yeah, well, you had to keep doing it. You let someone come along and tell you don't gotta do all the rules. That's the old days. And I said I'll never change. It's always the old days. Until you piss them off.
Shall be only oppressed and plundered continually, and no one shall save you.
Perpetual slavery.
You shall betroth a wife, but another man shall lie with her.
You get a wife and I ain't announce it if you want, nigga. I'll send a swindler.
You shall build a house, but you shall not dwell in it.
You're gonna build other people's homes for them.
You shall plant a vineyard, but shall not gather its grapes.
You're gonna plant food for other people. You're not gathering it for you. You're gathering it for them.
Your ox shall be slaughtered before your eyes.
You're not gonna have none of that. That's their shit now.
But you shall not eat of it. Your donkey shall be violently taken away from before you, and shall not be restored to you. Your sheep shall be given to your enemies, and you shall have no one to rescue them. Your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people, and your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long.
Yeah, that sounds like slavery.
And there shall be no strength in your hand.
You won't have me with you. And then you'll know who the true power is. Because I'm doing this to you. These fucking morons think they're doing this. They think they're the power. They don't understand I just switched over to them to give them their chance. Because you broke the rules and you became evil and, no. Like what Kendrick said to Drake? No! No, nigga!
A nation whom you have not known shall eat the fruit of your land and the produce of your labor, and you shall be only oppressed and crushed continually. So you shall be driven mad because of the sight which your eyes see. Yahuwah will strike you in the knees and on the legs with severe boils, which cannot be healed, and from the sole of your foot to the top of your head. Yahuwah will bring you and the king whom you set over you to a nation which neither you nor your fathers have known.
Oh.
And there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone.
Oh.
And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where Yahuwah will drive you.
Meaning, you don't have a name anymore. You're what the fuck they call you.
You shall carry much seed out to the field, but gather little in, for the locusts shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and tend them.
I don't remember locusts eating our food and taking our stuff. Oh yeah, he's a punchline kind of guy. He's talking about people.
But you shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them.
I don't remember worms eating my shit. Oh, I forgot punchlines.
You shall have olive trees throughout all your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil,
Oh,
for your olives shall drop off. You shall beget sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours, for they shall go into captivity. Locusts shall consume all your trees and the produce of your land. The alien who is among you shall rise
oh, that word alien. I thought that was a new word.
higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. He shall consume all your trees and the produce of your land. The alien who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. The alien who is among you shall rise higher and higher above you.
Did the Lord call you an alien?
You shall come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to him.
Who does that?
He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail.
Oh,
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and pursue and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of Yahuwah, your Elohim.
I'm gonna obliterate you and obliterate you and obliterate you and obliterate you, and I'm gonna obliterate you. Do you understand how bad you're gonna get obliterated so bad? No one in history is gonna be able to say like, God damn, bro. He's like, because he said, you're going to be endless like the sands of the sea. That means he can't brutalize us out of existence. Then he goes back on his word of saying, I'm going to redeem you. So that means you're going to take this until you wake the fuck up.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and a wonder, and on your descendants forever. Because you did not serve Yahuwah your Elohim with joy and gladness of heart, for the abundance of everything.
Oh!
Sign and a wonder, and on your descendants voice of Yahuwah your Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded you. And they shall be upon you for a sign and a wonder, and on your...
Oh, a sign for us is how bad we get obliterated, and we look around and say, how the fuck am I still here? How did I learn things? How? Oh yeah, my father. My dad is real. Now back to the show.
Because to step out into the world as a... But as an aside, I wanted to say a person is perfectly capable of being a proud black man. Because to step out into the world as a black man, for example, amongst other races, requires the overcoming of systemic disadvantages. So you have achieved something by living out loud as a black man. And so saying I'm a proud black man means something. Saying I'm a proud white man in the Western world is a meaningless and rather stupid and delusional thing to say.
Now you see why I don't care about worldly titles and stupid shit? I've done what so many haven't been able to. I made my father love me again. And take favor and make this shit a little easier.
But I said I'd come back to the South Africa thing because I think it's important. Because there are many, many white people there who say that they are now the oppressed, that they are now suffering from reverse racism. And I say that's nonsense. For decades and decades, the white people of South Africa were the oppressors, particularly, of course, under the apartheid regime. But since the 1994 election and majority government in a truly democratic South Africa, whites have not been oppressed in return for their original oppression. They have simply had their advantages taken away. It's not the same thing. I think many white South Africans, particularly English-speaking ones, are completely ignorant of the fact that the reason there was such a low unemployment rate amongst whites in South Africa was that thousands and thousands and thousands of non-jobs were created by the state in the quangos, like the railways, the post office, the army, the police, the power grid, where often there were 5 people doing the job of 1. It was basically protected employment for whites who were otherwise unemployable.
You get it now? They made extra jobs that one person can do and gave you all checks. So, you know, well, if you don't know, now you know. Nigga!
To call in my fellow white people. Let's have a chat. My expectations aren't high, but I hope that you choose to stick around with an open heart, mind, and ears. No one on the face of this planet has ever asked you or I to apologize for the color of our skin. We didn't request to be born with white skin. We didn't own enslaved peoples. We didn't create a white supremacist world. But guess who did? Our ancestors, our people. And it's a world that we benefit from, not because we're exceptional, not because we were born inherently better than somebody who has darker complexion, but solely because we were born into a world that puts whiteness on a pedestal. In the same way that Black, Indigenous, and other people of color did not request to be born into a world that oppresses them solely because of the color of their skin.
Now do you see how it's a contest? No? Okay, let me enlighten you. If you didn't ask for the privileges, but you got them, and then I ain't asked to have a shitty life, but I got it, and I gotta go back to the Lord, and you gotta go back to, because it's all about the rules and the Lord, so it's about the truth. And if you don't be for real, do you kind of get it? Like, it's all a test. You don't have it easier than me, and I don't have it easier than you. You get it? This is why the Bible says a rich man is more, it's going to be harder for you to get in heaven. Because you're born into privilege. Who the fuck wants to give shit up? I wouldn't want to give up shit. But you know what? I'm on the other side of that, and I understand why it needs to be given up. So we all can distribute and play fair and create real jobs and, get people actually back to work and not just, whatever's going on. But that's not going to happen for a long time.
Therefore, it is our jobs to both disrupt and dismantle those systems. Imagine with me for a second a world where white people came to this realization together. And instead of getting defensive when someone brings up that something we have said or done is racist or harmful to their community, that instead of centering ourselves in literally everything, we actually just stepped back and listened, that instead of pretending like we have been told to feel sorry for the color of our skin, that we instead had a fire lit inside of us, and we said, you know what? You didn't create this world that we live in. I didn't create this system and